You've felt it before, haven't you? A strange coincidence. A moment when you looked at your phone and the exact message you were thinking about appeared. Or maybe you saw a number repeatedly, felt a strange pull towards something, and thought, there's no way this is just a coincidence. And you're right. It's not. These are called synchronicities, and they are the universe's way of speaking to you. But the question is, are you listening? For centuries, we've been conditioned to believe that everything around us is random, a series of isolated events. But what if I told you that nothing is random? What if I told you that every event in your life has meaning, and the universe has been trying to communicate with you all along? The truth is that we live in a world that is deeply connected. Every thought, every feeling, every action you take creates an energetic ripple in the universe. And when your mind, heart, and soul align with the frequency of your deepest desires, the universe sends you signals to guide you, confirm your path, and bring you closer to your goals. But here's the catch. Most people are too caught up in their day-to-day lives to notice these signs. They're too busy looking at their phones, rushing to meetings, or worrying about their next meal to realize that the universe is trying to speak to them. Let me ask you this. What if you were able to see the world differently? What if you could recognize the synchronicities in your life and start to understand the messages behind them? How would your life change if you could decode these signs and align yourself with the flow of the universe? We live in a reality of infinite possibilities. Every decision you make sends out a vibration that attracts events, people, and opportunities aligned with your energy. So when you're sending out a positive frequency, the universe responds in kind through synchronicities. But synchronicity is more than just a coincidence. It's not just a random series of events happening at the same time. Synchronicities are a direct reflection of your inner state. They show up when you're in alignment with your higher self, when you're on the right path, and when the universe is giving you confirmation that you're in sync with your purpose. But what happens when you're not aligned? What if you're out of tune with your higher self, distracted, or disconnected from your true desires? The universe still speaks to you, but instead of feeling inspired, you might feel stuck, lost, or even frustrated. So, how can you begin to notice these messages? First, it's about shifting your awareness. We are constantly bombarded with noise from the outside world. But when we quiet our minds and tune into the subtle messages around us, we start to see the patterns. Patterns that have always been there, waiting to be discovered. Think about it. Every time you've had a gut feeling about something, every time you've had an intuitive insight, it was a synchronicity. These are the moments when you feel the pull of the universe, guiding you towards something greater. But how do you interpret these messages? How do you know if it's a genuine synchronicity or just a coincidence? In the next few parts, we'll dive deeper into the laws of synchronicity and show you how to decode the messages the universe is sending your way. You'll begin to understand how your inner frequency impacts your reality and how to tap into the flow of cosmic energy that's always available to you. For now, though, take a moment to reflect. What synchronicities have already appeared in your life? What messages might you have missed? Are you truly ready to open your eyes to the world around you? Have you ever experienced something that felt so perfectly timed, so flawlessly connected, that it could only be described as fate? You know, those moments when you think of someone and suddenly they call you, or when you find exactly what you need right when you need it. This is synchronicity at work. But what exactly is synchronicity? It's not just a random event or a coincidence. Synchronicity is the universe's way of communicating with you. A series of meaningful coincidences that appear when you're on the right path or making a decision that's in alignment with your true self. The truth is, the universe doesn't speak in words. It speaks in patterns, symbols, and energy. And synchronicity is the key to decoding its language. This is where the law of synchronicity comes into play. This law says that every thought you have, every belief you hold, and every emotion you feel sends out a frequency into the universe. And guess what? The universe responds to that frequency. If you're constantly focused on negative thoughts, your energy vibrates at a low frequency. And guess what kind of experiences you'll attract? You guessed it, negative ones. But when you shift your focus to positive, empowering thoughts, your frequency rises, and the universe responds by sending you opportunities, people, and experiences that match that higher energy. This is the power of vibration. The universe is like a giant mirror, reflecting back to you the energy you emit. The more you raise your frequency, the more you'll notice synchronicities appearing in your life. It's as if the universe begins to arrange things to line up in your favor. You start meeting the right people, experiencing opportunities, and seeing signs that point you in the direction of your true path. But here's the twist. Synchronicities aren't just about receiving things you want. They also appear as warnings, as red flags, or as signals telling you to course correct. The universe has a way of showing you when you're off track, and often, synchronicities are the signals you need to pay attention to. So how can you begin to recognize and harness the power of synchronicity? First, pay attention. The universe is constantly sending you messages, but you have to be tuned in to receive them. Start by noticing patterns in your life. Pay attention to the people you meet, the numbers you keep seeing, the things you're hearing. Are they all connected in some way? The next step is to start asking. Synchronicities don't just appear out of nowhere. They often show up when you've asked the universe for help, guidance, or answers to a question. Whether it's through a prayer, meditation, or just an internal request, when you ask for something, the universe listens. And then, when these signs show up, trust them. It's easy to dismiss synchronicities as mere coincidence, but that's where many people go wrong. They ignore the signs, they doubt them, or they convince themselves that they're imagining things. The truth is, synchronicities are a gift, and if you trust in them, you'll find yourself walking a path that's aligned with your true purpose. But here's the catch. You must be willing to listen. The universe doesn't shout. It speaks in whispers, in small nudges, in subtle signs. If you're constantly distracted or in a state of fear and doubt, you won't be able to hear its voice. The universe is always talking to you. The question is, are you listening? As you start to tune into these messages, you'll begin to realize that everything is connected, that your thoughts, emotions, and experiences are not isolated events. They are all part of the same greater design, and synchronicity is the key to understanding it. So, what happens when you start to decode these signs? What happens when you begin to trust the synchronicities in your life? You align with the universe in ways you never thought possible. And once you do, you'll start to see that the universe is not just a random place. It's a system of divine order that is working with you for you, and through you. But here's the real secret. The more you tune into the language of synchronicity, the more you realize that you are not a passive observer of your life. You are a creator. You are the one who shapes your reality, and the universe is simply reflecting back to you the frequency you are emitting. If you're still here, it means you're aligned with this frequency. So stay connected, hit subscribe, and keep the flow open. If you're still here, it's because you know, deep down, that there's something more to life than just what meets the eye. You're searching for the deeper meaning behind the events, the people, and the patterns that seem to show up in your life. And you're right to do so. The universe is constantly communicating with you through synchronicities, but most people don't know how to decode these messages. The question is, are you ready to listen? Synchronicities are not always clear, and they don't always come with neon signs. Sometimes they're subtle. Sometimes they're fleeting, but they are always meaningful. The challenge is learning how to recognize them. Think back to the last time something just happened at the perfect moment. Maybe you met someone just when you needed to, or perhaps you saw a symbol or number pop up repeatedly. These moments weren't accidents. They were the universe's way of giving you guidance, of nudging you in the right direction. But how do you decipher these signs? How do you know if the universe is really trying to tell you something, or if it's just coincidence? First, let's start with patterns. Synchronicity works through recurring patterns, patterns that align with your energy and intentions. When you begin to see the same symbols, numbers, or situations appear repeatedly in your life, pay attention. These patterns are not random. They are a reflection of something deeper, something that is aligned with your personal journey. But here's the thing. The universe doesn't always speak in ways that are immediately obvious. It speaks in symbols. It communicates through energy, and it speaks in vibrations that match your current state. When you experience a synchronicity, ask yourself, what was I thinking or feeling at that exact moment? Often, synchronicities appear as a confirmation of your thoughts or feelings. If you've been thinking about making a change in your life, and suddenly a situation arises that gives you the perfect opportunity to do so, that's a synchronicity. It's important to understand that synchronicities are always tied to your energy. They show up when you are aligned with your true self, when your mind, body, and spirit are in harmony. When you're in this state, the universe can effortlessly bring you what you need, when you need it. But what happens when you're not aligned? When you're distracted, confused, or disconnected from your true desires? Synchronicities may not be as obvious. They may feel like random occurrences, and it's easy to dismiss them as coincidence. But the reality is that they're still there, waiting for you to recognize them. So how do you tune into these signs? The first step is to be present. Synchronicities don't show up when you're lost in your thoughts, distracted by your phone, or worried about the future. They show up when you're fully present in the moment, when you're connected to the world around you. The second step is to cultivate awareness. Start paying attention to the little things. Notice the people you meet, the conversations you have, the places you go. Are there recurring themes or signs in these experiences? What do they mean to you? What do they tell you about where you're headed? The third step is to trust your intuition. Your intuition is a powerful tool in decoding synchronicities. When something feels meaningful, trust that feeling. Don't second guess it. Often, synchronicities are messages that are felt more than they are understood. Now, let's talk about the role of numbers in synchronicity. Numbers are one of the most common ways the universe communicates. Whether it's the time on the clock, a phone number, or an address, these numbers have meaning. They're not just digits, they're vibrations, frequencies that carry messages. For example, if you keep seeing the number 111 or 1111, it's a sign that you're in alignment with your higher self, that you're on the right path. 333 may be a message that the universe is supporting you and guiding you toward your destiny. The key is to recognize these numbers, look up their meanings, and trust that the universe is sending them for a reason. But don't stop there. Start noticing patterns in all areas of your life. Synchronicities aren't limited to just numbers. They show up in the people you meet, the situations you encounter, and the decisions you're faced with. They are everywhere once you start paying attention. The more you recognize and acknowledge the synchronicities in your life, the more they will show up. The universe will start to send you even more signs, messages, and guidance as you align with its flow. Now ask yourself, what signs have you already noticed in your life? What patterns are repeating? And most importantly, are you ready to decode them and take action on the messages you're receiving? So far, we've talked about recognizing synchronicities, decoding the messages, and understanding how the universe communicates through energy and patterns. But now, the big question is, what do you do when the signs show up? When the universe sends you a synchronicity, it's not just for your entertainment. It's not a coincidence. These signs are powerful, and they're meant to guide you. They're nudging you towards something greater, toward your true purpose, your true path. But here's the catch. You have to trust them. Trusting the signs isn't always easy. We live in a world that constantly tries to convince us that what we see with our eyes is the only reality. We are taught to rely on logic, to follow the rules, and to dismiss anything that doesn't fit into the box we've been placed in. But here's the truth. The universe doesn't operate by logic. Synchronicities are about energy, not logic. They're about alignment, not reason. And when you start trusting in these signs, you step into the flow of life, and you align yourself with the universe's grand design. But trusting the signs doesn't mean blindly following them without understanding. It means recognizing the messages and then taking action. Because the universe won't just show you a sign and then leave you hanging. It's always guiding you, but it's up to you to take the next step. For example, let's say you've been thinking about changing careers. You've been feeling a pull towards something new, but you're not sure if it's the right time. Then, out of nowhere, you meet someone who's doing exactly what you want to do. They give you advice, offer you a connection, and suddenly, everything feels like it's falling into place. That's a synchronicity. But it's not just about meeting the right person at the right time. It's about taking action. The universe is showing you the way, but it's your job to walk through the door it's opening for you. The question is, are you ready to step through? Are you ready to trust the signs and take the leap? Trusting synchronicities also means trusting yourself. If you've been tuning into the signs and you still feel hesitant, it may be because deep down, you're not fully trusting your own intuition. Synchronicities only work when you're in alignment with your inner self. And sometimes, the biggest barrier to seeing the signs clearly is our own self-doubt. You've been given everything you need to succeed. The universe is giving you the tools, the opportunities, and the guidance. But it's up to you to trust in yourself and in the messages you're receiving. When you do that, the doors will begin to open in ways you never thought possible. When you trust in the signs, you are telling the universe, "I'm ready." And when the universe hears that, it starts to conspire in your favor. Let's talk about action. Taking action on the synchronicities you see is crucial. If you sit back and wait for the universe to deliver everything to you on a silver platter, you'll miss the point. The universe will show you the way, but it's up to you to walk the path. Let's go back to the example of meeting someone who's doing the job you want. The synchronicity has happened, but now it's up to you to follow up. Reach out, connect, take the first step. Don't just wait for the universe to hand you everything. Take action on what you've been shown. When you take that first step, the universe will meet you halfway. But you must be willing to act. Nothing will happen until you make the move. So how do you know when it's time to act? Here's the secret. You feel it. You feel it in your gut. You feel it in your heart. And when you take action, the path becomes clearer. The more you follow the signs, the more the universe will respond. Let's talk about the most powerful tool you have in shaping your reality, your inner frequency. What you're probably starting to realize is that the world around you is constantly responding to the energy you put out. And this energy is not just about what you say or think. It's about your vibration, your frequency, your inner state. It's the invisible force that determines what you attract into your life. Your frequency is like a magnet. Whatever frequency you emit, that's what the universe sends back to you. If you are vibrating at a high frequency, a frequency of joy, abundance, and love, you will attract people, situations, and opportunities that resonate with that same energy. But if you're vibrating at a low frequency, filled with fear, anger, or scarcity, the universe will send you experiences that reflect that energy. This is the core of manifestation. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And here's the kicker. Synchronicities are the universe's way of confirming your frequency. When you're in a high state of alignment, the synchronicities you experience will be aligned with that frequency. You'll start seeing the right people, the right situations, and the right opportunities flow into your life, seemingly effortlessly. But how does this process work? How do you go from thinking about change to actually manifesting it? First, you need to understand that everything is energy. The chair you're sitting in, the air you breathe, the thoughts running through your mind, it's all energy. And energy moves in patterns. The more you focus on aligning your energy with your desires, the more the universe will respond with matching energy. It's like tuning a radio station. The more you fine-tune your frequency, the clearer the signal becomes. The trick is that your inner frequency is always in motion. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your beliefs. They're constantly shifting your frequency up or down. The key is to become aware of your frequency and start to consciously shift it when needed. Here's a simple way to start. If you're feeling down or stuck, ask yourself, what frequency am I emitting right now? If it's negative, then take steps to raise it. This could be through gratitude, breathing exercises, visualization, or simply shifting your thoughts to something positive. And here's the most powerful thing you can do. Let go of resistance. When you resist something, whether it's a person, a situation, or even your own emotions, you lower your frequency. But when you release resistance and accept the flow of life, you raise your vibration and become more aligned with the flow of the universe. It's like swimming in the ocean. If you fight against the current, you'll exhaust yourself. But if you relax and go with the flow, the current will carry you effortlessly to your destination. You've probably heard it before. You attract what you are. But have you ever really stopped to think about what that means? Have you ever asked yourself why some people seem to effortlessly manifest their dreams, while others struggle to get by, no matter how hard they try? It's all about your inner frequency. The universe is always listening to the energy you put out, and it responds accordingly. If you want to change your reality, the first step is to change your energy. Think about it. Everything in your life, from the people you meet to the opportunities you encounter, is a reflection of your current frequency. If you're feeling down, anxious, or fearful, the universe will mirror those feelings back to you. You'll attract situations, people, and experiences that reflect your inner state. But when you're aligned with your higher self, when you're vibrating at a higher frequency, you begin to attract a different reality. You start seeing opportunities everywhere. You start meeting the right people. Things begin to unfold effortlessly, and synchronicities appear to guide you. But here's the hard truth. You can't just wish for a better life. You can't just hope for things to change. If you want your life to shift, you have to start by shifting your frequency. The universe won't send you what you want. It will send you what you are. So, if you want to experience abundance, joy, love, and success, you need to become the embodiment of those things. Your energy needs to reflect the life you want to attract. If you want love, you have to be love. If you want abundance, you have to be abundant. This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means becoming aware of your energy and choosing to align with the frequency you want to create. It means feeling gratitude, even when things aren't perfect, trusting the process, and knowing that the universe is responding to the energy you're emitting. Here's the good news. Once you start consciously shifting your frequency, you'll start to see the world around you change. It's not magic, it's science. Your energy, your vibration, is the most powerful force you have in shaping your reality. But how do you shift your frequency? The first step is to become aware of your thoughts and emotions. Are they empowering you, or are they holding you back? Are you focused on what you want, or are you focused on what you lack? The next step is to take conscious action. Start doing things that make you feel good, things that raise your vibration. This could be anything from listening to uplifting music, meditating, spending time in nature, or practicing gratitude. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency you want to embody, you become a magnet for the experiences you desire. The universe will respond accordingly, and you'll begin to see the synchronicities unfold. It's important to remember that you are always emitting energy. Whether you're aware of it or not, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are constantly sending out signals to the universe. So the question is, what energy are you sending out? Are you sending out energy of fear, doubt, and scarcity? Or are you sending out energy of love, abundance, and possibility? When you change your energy, you change your world. The universe doesn't send you what you want, it sends you what you are. And when you start being the energy you want to attract, the universe will meet you halfway. By now, you're starting to see the big picture. Synchronicity is not just a series of random events. It's not just about noticing signs or catching fleeting moments. Synchronicity is a tool for manifestation. It's the universe's way of guiding you toward your deepest desires. But here's the big question. How do you use synchronicity to manifest the life you want? The first step is to get clear on what you want. This might sound simple, but it's incredibly important. The universe cannot give you what you want if you don't know what that is. You need to get crystal clear on your desires and understand why you want them. But it doesn't stop there. You also need to align your energy with what you want. If you're asking for love, but you're carrying around feelings of rejection or unworthiness, the universe is going to mirror those feelings back to you. If you're asking for abundance, but you're focused on scarcity and lack, that's the energy the universe will send you. Here's where synchronicity plays a crucial role. When you align your energy with your desires, the universe begins to send you signs and synchronicities to confirm that you're on the right path. These synchronicities are like cosmic breadcrumbs, leading you closer and closer to your destination. But it's not just about receiving the signs. It's about taking inspired action when they appear. That's where most people get stuck. They see the signs, they notice the synchronicities, but they don't act on them. They wait for things to fall into their lap. The universe is not going to do everything for you. It's not going to manifest the life you want without your participation. Synchronicity is a partnership. You and the universe working together to bring your desires into form. Let me give you an example. Let's say you've been thinking about starting a new business. You feel a strong pull to pursue it, but you're unsure of the next step. Then, out of nowhere, you meet someone at a party who happens to be an expert in the field you're interested in. They offer to mentor you or give you valuable advice. That's synchronicity in action. The universe is telling you, this is the direction, follow it. But if you don't act on that offer, if you don't take the next step, the synchronicity becomes meaningless. The universe can give you all the signs in the world, but if you don't take action, you're not aligning with your desires. So, what does this mean for you? It means you need to start trusting the signs and taking action when they appear. Synchronicity doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens when you're actively engaged with the flow of the universe. It's when you trust that everything is happening for a reason and that the universe is constantly guiding you toward your highest good. When you start taking inspired action, the universe begins to respond. Doors start opening. Opportunities appear. People come into your life who can help you move forward. And as you continue to trust the process and act on the signs, you'll find that manifestation becomes effortless. But the key here is to stay aligned. The universe will continue to send you synchronicities, but they'll only have an impact if you stay in tune with your desires. The moment you start to doubt, the moment you start to fall out of alignment, those synchronicities will lose their power. So, the question is, how committed are you to manifesting your desires? Are you willing to trust the signs? Are you ready to take action? And most importantly, are you willing to stay aligned with the energy of your desires, even when things get tough? As we come to the final part of this journey, let's tie everything together. By now, you've learned that synchronicity isn't just a coincidence. It's not just some strange, random event that happens once in a while. Synchronicity is the universe's language, a language that speaks through energy, patterns, and frequencies. What you send out, through your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions, is what you will receive. The universe is not simply responding to your words, it is responding to your energy. But here's the profound part of all this. Synchronicity isn't just a tool to align with your desires. It's the very mechanism that brings your desires into existence. This is where it gets interesting. As you begin to notice and act on the synchronicities in your life, you begin to create an infinite loop. Each sign you recognize strengthens your belief in the process, and each action you take amplifies the energy you're sending out. The more you align your frequency with your desires, the more synchronicities appear, and the more opportunities you attract. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. But here's the catch. This loop only works if you stay aligned. The moment you slip back into old patterns of fear, doubt, or scarcity, the synchronicities will stop flowing as freely. The universe mirrors what you project. If you want to keep the flow of synchronicity going, you need to stay in alignment with your highest self, your true desires, and your highest frequency. So, what does this mean for you? It means that you are the creator of your reality. You have the power to shape your life through your frequency. You have the power to attract everything you need right now by simply shifting your energy and trusting in the process. The universe is always responding to you, but you need to make the first move. When you take action, when you trust the signs, and when you stay in alignment, you become a magnet for the life you desire. If you truly believed that your thoughts and emotions were shaping your reality, how would you act differently? What would you change in your life to align more fully with your highest desires? As you reflect on these questions, remember that the universe is always communicating with you. The more you tune into the signs, the more you align with your true path, and the more the universe will guide you toward your deepest desires. But this is just the beginning. If you want to continue on this journey of awakening and manifestation, you've got to stay tuned. There's more to uncover, more to learn, and more to experience.